So the kiddos, since it's like getting warmer outside or whatever, they're playing outside a lot, and like the entire backyard is hooked up to sound. And so, you just tell Alexa to play something and she does so, and it's great. And I have learned in the past few days that my 9-year-old is absolutely obsessed with Fall Out Boy. Which is cool because Fall Out Boy is one of my favorite bands in the history of ever. But she said when I noticed that she was playing Fall Out Boy, "Yeah, Mom, it's an old school band." Cool. Thanks for making me feel old school, and also give me back my music if you're going to talk that way. We're not making a Fall Out Boy soap. We're not making a 9-year-old soap, but we are making something that a lot of people are obsessed with, and we're going to talk about whether or not we can even make those things. And I will tell you more about what we're doing in just a minute. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 303 of 365 days of soap. And today we are talking about Lush and their patent on bath bombs, and we are making basically the thing that you're not supposed to make while we talk about it. And so I think that's going to be fun and interesting and weird. And so, let's go to the video and we can talk about specifically what patent Lush has on bath bombs, what you can and cannot do with that, and what you can and cannot make in order to, cover your own booty in times of making things. Okay, yes, the lighting is crappy, just like with the birthday cake video. Did I film them both on the same day? Sure did. So, we are making weird stuff with cheese. Just kidding. We are making a dual core bath bomb, similar to Lush's patent to, I don't know, get arrested? I have no idea. Now, for this first layer, the core, I'm literally making a smaller bath bomb, and then I'm going to, in a concentration of some form, and I'm going to envelop that with another bath bomb mixture, and go from there. And I'm making it red so we can see, how fast it starts fizzing out of the bombs. Now, some background, just quick background, because we've already really investigated this. There is a patent from 2014, although it's, I think it's just a refresh of a patent. I don't know. Anyway, that patents the process. Lush has patented the process of creating bath bombs. Not the recipe, not the name, but one specific process to create bath bombs. And that process involves essentially a dual core. So it's two different mixtures of baking soda and citric acid at 2 different concentrations to improve the effervescence of said bath bomb. And actually, we're just going to go to the patent itself and just read the abstract so you know what's up. So, First, it says, abstract, quote, a surfactant product includes a first effervescent material and a second effervescent material. Each effervescent material is capable of effervescence on contact with water, wherein the rate of effervescence of the first effervescent material is greater than the rate of effervescence of the second effervescent material. Okay, so two different concentrations, right? And continuing on, quote, the first and second effervescent materials are distinct from each other, and at least one of the effervescent materials envelops the other of the effervescent materials. Cool. Okay, so basically what that is saying is you cannot do what I'm doing right now. And what I am doing is this first round here is a 1-to-1 ratio of baking soda and citric acid, and making it, and that's it. That's all. And the colorant, and water and oil. Anyway, so a 1-to-1 ratio. And then I'm going to take these bath bombs, so the core, and then wrap them in my standard bath bomb mixture, which is 2 cups baking soda, 1 cup citric acid, so a 2-to-1 ratio, and a half a cup of cornstarch. And, thus creating 2 distinct mixtures of baking soda and citric acid with different effervescentnesses. Get it? So that's what we're doing today. And we're going to test them. But also, to that, the abstract itself that I just read does make it sound like, bottom line, you can't mix 2 different, concentrations, essentially, of baking soda and citric acid. And it says that is true. But then in the actual detailed claims within the patent itself, and I will link this again. I mean, I know that I did this yesterday, but I'll link this one again too, so you guys can read this at your leisure. Within the actual claims within the patent, it really does outline the different substrates and what they and materials and their percentages, as well as surfactants involved in one of the materials. Another thing I really found interesting with all of this is that it says you can envelop the second material with the first, or vice versa. And the percentages that they put up, they are just covering all bases for this. It is very, very interesting. Very, very smart on their part, for sure. I mean, I guess we're going to test these things and see if there's a difference. But anyway, this is my original, my bath bomb recipe that I use for the entirety of my bath bomb, like the whole thing. I don't do core, I promise. And so again, 2-to-1 ratio, that again, I'm going to envelop the smaller bath bomb in, and I'm keeping it white, so again, we can test the color and how fast it comes out. Anyway, interesting in the material stuff for the Lush patent, it says that the first material is to be between 40 and 75% of baking soda. That's what it consists of, and 20 to 40% citric acid. Interesting. All right. And also containing no cream of tartar, which I found strange. I don't put cream of tartar in my bath bombs, but okay. And then the second material, contains a surfactant at 1 to 5% and mentions SLS as an option for surfactants, as well as a baking soda concentration of 40 to 70% and citric acid of 20 to 40%. So just like the first one, really, again, that's a weird range. And 2 to 5% cream of tartar. And so it's not just, don't dual core it. It's specifically don't dual core it with 2 different concentrations of baking soda and citric acid in the same thing. Don't envelop things. And also don't put cream of tartar and a surfactant in one of those layers. Super wild. Now, I did not put cream of tartar or a surfactant in any of these layers, and from the looks of the percentages, the weights, a 1-to-1 ratio on the bath bomb, bath bomb core, the red part, for the baking soda and the citric acid, that's well beyond what the claims and the, full patent says, because looks like the max on citric acid for both materials is 40%, right? So I'm already using more citric acid than Lush does in my normal, things. Already did it. So I found that interesting. So again, 1-to-1 ratio inside, and my standard 2-to-1 ratio outside for that. And yeah, it's just also, this is how you envelop one bath bomb into another. You kind of create a concave there that the bath bomb will fit into on both sides, and then you cover up the bath bomb that's inside, and then you slam the other one on. It works like a charm. Works like a charm. But you're not supposed to know that, because we're not doing dual cores, you guys. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Like, I am doing this video for funsies or whatever, to talk about the Lush Bath Bomb patent specifically, because there's a lot of confusion about, well, Lush owns bath bombs. No, they don't. They own one specific way of making bath bombs, and this, it looks pretty similar to that way. But seriously, don't do it. I'm not telling you to do this. You should not do this. But let's go test this that you should not do. Okay, and here is the finished bomb the next day. And yeah, lighting's better because next day. And as you can see, there's no bleed. There's nothing going on with that. It's, didn't have any weirdness with an overcharged, core inside of it, as far as the curing of it goes. So that's good. And I actually messed with the lighting quite a bit in this particular shot. I know it's all about lighting changes today, to really show the fizz. I want to see what happens. I want you to see what happens. And right off the bat, like, you can't hear this because I ripped the audio, but it sounded loud. Like, it was loud, and it seems like a more violent fizz, like a lot more, for sure. And so that was pretty impressive. Ultimately, with my concentrations and what I did, so you got the red coming out now, so that's not bad. It's about, a minute or so into the fizz that the red starts coming out. But ultimately, this seemed like a bath bomb that fizzed out faster than my bath bombs or your bath bombs and all of the things. In total, this particular portion, this fizzy fizz portion, took about 3 minutes. That's not a lot. My bath bombs tend to fizz for at least 5 minutes. So a little bit violent. There's a lot going on there. But also, I tested this again after, and I didn't film it because I only put enough bath water in the tub to, make the bath bomb fizz. And it's hitting the bottom of the tub right now, so it doesn't like roll away, because it's hard to film that way. But after I filmed this, I started thinking, I'm like, well, now I want to put more in and see if it floats. And I'll be damned if it doesn't float. That core inside with that extra violent fizzy reaction that's dying to let out the carbon dioxide makes it float. And that was a thing, and it's just sad that I can't use that, because it's always kind of hit or miss as to whether or not my bath bombs float. But I can't use this ever, and neither should you, and I'm not kidding. Lush has a patent on it, but it was a pretty good bath bomb. That's day 303. And there they are, the dual core bath bombs. And yeah, you know, if you just want to cover your own booty, as I said, don't make these. Don't do that. The patent and the way that it's structured and written is specifically, you know, just boiling it down to the smallest summary, is a bath bomb with a core and an outer with 2 different concentrations of baking soda and citric acid. So, you know, don't make that, because they have that patent. So there's that. For these bath bombs, they fizzed really fun. It was definitely a bit of a more violent fizz doing that with the different concentrations. But honestly, just testing the concentration of the core that I did for the core, you could also just play around with the concentration of baking soda and citric acid within the whole bomb and achieve something very, very similar. So just keep that in mind. Don't do dual core, for sure. These were fun to make, for sure, but I will not be selling them. You will not be finding these at soapandclay.com because I don't want to be in violation of a patent, really. So there's that. I hope you guys had fun today. I have had a lot of fun exploring the Lush stuff. It's been a while since I've even really thought about Lush, but I've been getting a lot of questions. So, you know, we'll answer them as they come in. Absolutely. If you have a question that you'd like me to answer or a test that you'd like me to do or whatever, you know, subscribe and then comment and do the things, and I'm happy to oblige. For the sudsers that are subscribed and have done all those things, hey, thank you. You're amazing, and I'm happy to oblige anything that you guys want, ever. And that is a fact. I am out of here for today, but I will see all of you guys again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.